We have got breaking news. A grand jury declines to indict Houston Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson over harassment and sexual assault allegations. Watson himself speaking to reporters this afternoon for the first time since the story grabbed headlines more than a year ago.
It's definitely a very emotional moment for me. I know we're far from being done of handling what we need to handle on the legal side, but today is definitely a big day, and I thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for, letting the truth be heard.
Deshaun Watson talking for the first time in more than a year. A Harris County grand jury listening to testimony for hours today before making a decision.
And on the other side of downtown Houston, Watson was deposed by the attorney suing him on behalf of some of the women involved in the case. We have live team coverage covering both angles. Leading us off is Marcelino Benito on the grand jury's decision. Marcelino?
Well, guys, the grand jury flat out rejected that Deshaun Watson did absolutely anything criminal here, and that's virtually shut down the criminal investigation into the NFL quarterback. Now, prosecutors did walk us through, give us a little bit more detail about how exactly things played out today. They tell us they convened this grand jury at 9 this morning, presenting evidence in a total of 9 criminal complaints. That included testimony from several of the alleged victims, represented in civil suits by attorney Tony Busby. Watson was facing allegations of sexual misconduct during massages. 3 specific women alleged Watson sexually assaulted or attempted to sexually assault them. After listening to 6 hours of evidence and testimony, they came to a decision, 9 no bills. The decision announced nearly 1 year since those allegations first surfaced.
Grand jury considered all of that evidence and returned 9 no bills against Deshaun Watson involving these 9 criminal complaints. We respect the grand jury's decision, and that's what happened today. And so we respect that, and we can conclude the criminal proceedings in Harris County.
A total of 10 criminal complaints were filed with Houston police. The DA's office presented 9, all of them, again, officially rejected by the grand jury. Of course, there are still 22 civil suits outstanding for Watson and his legal team. We'll have more on that in just a little bit. Guys, back to you.
Marcelino Benito with the grand jury's decision to not indict. Thank you.
All right, now to Jason Miles on what happened during Watson's civil deposition today. Jason?
Hey there, guys. Yeah, Deshaun Watson appeared here today in his attorney's office. Started around 10 o'clock. The deposition lasted about 3 hours. Watson pleading the 5th to every question, according to the accuser's attorney, Tony Busby. But certainly as the afternoon wore on, all attention turned to the criminal case. Take a look at this video. Watson coming out with his attorney, Rusty Hardin from 1401 McKinney, within the last hour or so. And despite us being told the football player would likely not speak, he did say a few words, as you heard earlier. He said this was a big day and that above all else, he thanks God, something to which he tweeted about just a few moments ago, I might add. We asked Watson what he might say to anyone who may have lost faith in him during this ordeal.
That's part of life. You hear things, and that's the way of, social media, and things happen, in today's world. I still love my fans, even the ones that believe the other side or whatnot, but at the same time, things are, happen for a reason, and people are entitled to their own opinions.
Tony Busby, who represents some 22 accusers, tells me the criminal case is separate from the civil cases, which he says continue to gather steam. In fact, more depositions are set for next week. And unlike this morning, Watson's attorney, Rusty Hardin, says he will be answering questions in those future depositions because this criminal side of things is now over in their mind. We will, of course, be watching everything. Reporting live downtown, Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.
Developments, Jason, thank you. And here's the tweet that Jason was referring to from Deshaun Watson, where he said, quote, "When you stand on the truth, the Lord will free you." This was his first tweet on this issue since last year. Coming up at 6 o'clock, our sports team looks at what all this means for Watson's NFL future. He's been demanding that he be traded, and the demand for his services will now likely heat up. This is a story we will stay on top of. Go to KHOU.com to read today's updates as well as see a timeline of this case.